Okay, guys, I thought of this today, and I came into the garage, and the 007 head is still on the bench. So I set the intake valve to 500 lift, and I'm just going to fire up the bench, and I'm going to give it a shot of blue Dykem. Never done it before. I did see David Vizard do this once, and he kind of hit it from a distance and let the vacuum pull the droplets in, and what he was trying to do is see how it hits the back of the chamber and what kind of a pattern you get on it. Terry Grover was doing something similar with some layout fluid and an air compressor, which I think is very inventive. Use what you got to get an idea of what's going on. Okay? Hold on a second, guys. I'll tell you, that little shot stunk the entire garage up. I'm going to pause that as I take it off the bench and take a look at it. Okay, guys, you can see what we got. All right, it's focusing in nice. You can see it's really just following along that scallop of the chamber, which is what that whole scallop is for, really. Oh, isn't that interesting? Take a look at that, guys. Wow. It goes straight off the short side. This is actually really cool. Now, if you go back to the E7 video when I was talking about the short side radius starting to separate and it windowing right across the valve, that's exactly what we got there. Take a look at that. That's pretty cool, right? Let me just put this down for a sec. Okay. You got nothing happening. Come on, you can focus. Nothing on that short side radius. Here's my autofocus. Here we go, guys. That is pretty damn cool. I don't care what anybody says. Right? If that was fuel, right? We're going right off, whacking the back of that bowl right out. Why the getting brighter and darker? So annoying. That's kind of cool. I'm glad we tried that. Okay, I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see this, but I can see it. There's just a tiny amount of blue on the ramp of the short side radius coming up, and there is just a tiny bit of blue on that roof right there. Very, very small amount, but you can see plainly. Right, it goes down the port, and it whacks that bowl. Absolutely nothing happening on the other side of the bowl. Interesting, right? Okay, this may be a little difficult to see too, but this is kind of interesting. You can see the little blob of blue at the periphery of the valve. That was right where it's coming out. But you can also, I mean, you guys may not be able to see, but I can see it. How the flow is around the valve stem. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is really kind of interesting. And you would think there would be some blue over here. I already cleaned this up because I'm going to do my next experiment. I was thinking of putting, oh look. Let's turn this around. Where are we? You can see the blue that whacked right against the valve stem. Come on, autofocus. There you go. Right into that valve stem. I was thinking today, garbage can you? I gotta clean this place up. It's a train wreck. I was thinking today about these numbers right here. Where are we? Here we go. Notice how much less we're using the back of that bowl. What if we fill the back of that bowl with some clay and see what it does? I'm going to do that next. You guys hold on. Okay, guys. Yeah, took some clay. I threw it in there. Does it look fantastic? No, it's a little lumpy and bumpy. I don't care. I'm not taking all night on it. I worked on call last night. I'm beat. But I think it's a cool experiment because we know the direction that the air wants to go. It wants to go right into this groove, right? And the back of that bowl isn't doing a whole lot to begin with. So let's fill it in and see what we get. Hold on. Okay, guys. So this is what we got with the clay in the bowl. It does definitely look a little bit different. That looks like a much wider pattern. I may have sprayed a little more. I don't know. I tried to spray the same amount. Take a look at our flows. Okay. This column is our 202 with polished short side radius, which is the same port. And this one's got the clay in it. So let's take a look down. You actually got a little bit of a loss all the way across. Sorry, I was losing where the camera should be. You guys can take a good look at that. But you think about how many cc's worth of clay we put in that. That really may not be too bad. I mean, you're still getting 247 at 500. Let's see what it looks like after we pop the valve out. Okay, you can see it really well how the blue went around the stem. Oh, that's kind of cool. Come on, guys, that's not cool? Come on. That's pretty damn cool. So even with all that clay in there, the fuel still wants to go in the same spot. Okay. You know where else I saw this recently? Eric Weingartner. Eric's got a really good YouTube channel. You should definitely check him out. If you're a cylinder head nut, Eric does a really, really good job. I had a nice conversation with him at PRI one year. But he did a similar type of thing with LS3 head. But you can just see, where's my little light? You can see it hit the ramp of the short side radius. Okay, that's a decent sized chunk of clay I put in that port. I don't know how many cc's it is. I mean, it's not perfect in every way, like you know who, but it was a pretty cool experiment. Now, do I think I would do that on these heads? I don't know, but it's definitely something to think about. I do like the way that chamber's scalloped. Like I said before, that's the way I used to do my Fuelie heads, and they used to run really, really well. Take a big chunk out of the chamber like that, just like that. I used to cut the Fuelies for 2055s, cut it out like that, and they would flow right around 260, 265. You can get a Fuelie up to without making them too thin. That's a hot little head. Put it on 355 or a 383, it'll make some serious power if it's done right. I forgot what else I wanted to say. You know what else I think I'm going to do with these? I think I'm going to test these without a back cut. That's always a good test. Test the exhaust with a back cut, and then test the intake without a back cut. And compare your flows between back cut and non-back cut, because the only way to tell you where you're getting, you know, your flow curve is to test it. Sorry about the dirt everywhere, guys. I'm going to have to clean this place up. It's like a pigsty. Alright. Thanks a lot.